Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to teach lesson 2.1 and lesson 2.2. Let's start with lesson 2.1, rectangular coordinates and graphs. In this lesson there are two parts of this lesson, and first part is distance formula. If we have two ordered pairs like this, and that's the formula to find the distance between them, and I would like to show you my first easy example here. Let's say this is my first order pair, that's my second order pair. How do we find distance between them? Just plug in here and calculate it. So that's my first pair, so that's why it should be, so this one should be x1, this one should be y1, this one should be x2, this one should be y2. And then let's plug them in. So x2 minus x1, x2 minus x1. It should be 5 minus 2 square plus y2 minus y1, 7 minus 3 square in square root, right? Here we are. So 5 minus 2 is 3, so 3 square is 9, right? Plus 7 minus 3 is 4, 4 square is 16. And if we add them up, so it should be 25. Square root of 25 is 5. So that's my answer. So which means distance between 2, 3 and 5, 7 is 5. That's how you find it. That's it. Let's say I want to show you one more example, and then I'm going to move to your turn example. Find the distance between these 2 points. Again, as I did before, this one should be x1, this one should be y1, this one should be x2, this one should be y2. And then just look at this formula, plug in here. So first of all, x2 minus x1, 3 minus negative 8 square plus y2 minus y1, negative 2 minus 4 square in square root. So 3, I want you to see that like 3 minus 8, so it should be 3 plus 8, right, which is 11. So this one should be 11 square plus this part should be negative 6 square. Here we are. So 11 square should be 121, and this part should be 36. And then let's calculate this. So 11 square was, yes, it was right, plus 36, 157, 157, and which is like more or less, it should be 12.5. Let's go with 12.5. That's the distance between these two other pair. That's how we find it. So let's move on. Again, those are your turn examples. Please make sure you try to solve those, everyone. Here we are. Second part of this lesson is midpoint formula. Let's say we have two endpoints like P and Q, and that's how we'll find the midpoint of those ordered pairs. Like, I want to show you an easy example. Like, to make it easier, so I'm going to go like this. Let's say this point could be 2 and 8. Let's say there's another point here, 4 and 4. So to find the midpoint as a common sense, you should add them and divide it by 2. That's how we find the midpoint. So this one should be x1, y1. This one should be x2 and y2. So to find my midpoint, which is somewhere here, right? Midpoint. I'm going to add my x values first and divide it by 2. And then I'm going to add my y values and divide it by 2. So x values should be 1. 2 plus 4 divided by 2. And which is 6 divided by 2, 3, right? And then y values, 8 plus 4 divided by 2, which is 6, right? So like my 3 and 6. Midpoint should be 3 and 6. And that's my answer. Okay. Add the x values divided by 2. As you see here, I got 3. And then y values, add them up, divided by 2, 6. That's my answer. So midpoint of this two order pair is 3 and 6. So please pause the video here, guys. Have a try to solve those. Here we are. So find the coordinates of midpoint M and points this. So like those are my endpoints, right? So to find midpoint, add, let me go here, 8 and -4 and -6 and 1. So I'm gonna do what? This one should be x1, y1, this one should be x2 and y2. So add the x values, 8 plus -6 divided by 2, right? The other one should be y values, -4 plus 1 divided by 2. And let's check those out. This one should be 2 divided by 2. This one should be 1. That's my x value, right? So my x value should be 1. That's my y value, so which is, add them up, -3 over 2. You can leave it like this, or you can say -1.5, which is both fine. Here we are. That's my answer. So midpoint of this two endpoint is 1 and -1.5. Let's have a look at the B part of this question. That's a little bit tricky question. Please pay extra attention. Find the coordinates of other endpoint of the line segment. Other endpoint is -6, 12, and midpoint M8, -2. At this time, we know one endpoint and midpoint. So we're looking for the other endpoint. Let's go this way. Let's say my other endpoint is AB, right? My other given endpoint is what? -6 and 12, right? And my midpoint is given, right, which is over here. Let me change my color. A -2. Like, what was my rule? I add my x values and add them up, divided by 2. I get my x value here, right? And then get your B and 12 divided by 2, and I got this one. So let's do so. My first equation setup should look like this. A plus -6 divided by 2 should be equal to 8, right? This is A. And then the other one should be what? B plus 12 divided by 2 should be equal to -2. So if I solve both equations, I'm going to see A and B. I'm going to see the missing endpoint. So let's times this one by 2, both sides. Times 2, times 2. These two cancel. A minus 6 is 16. If I add 6 to both sides, so A should be equal to 22. And this one times both sides by 2. These two cancel. B plus 12, -4, minus 12, minus 12. So B should be equal to -16. So which means the other missing order pair should be 22 and -16. So please pause the video here and have a try to solve those. So as of right now, I'm done with the first lesson, and then I'm gonna move on to second lesson, lesson 2, circles. So that's the general form of equation of a circle. And HK is my center and R is the radius, and that's how we set up the equation of the circle. So this lesson has two parts, everyone. Okay, first part of this lesson is we're gonna find the center radius form of the equation of each circle, and we're gonna find the equation of this circle basically. So again, as you remember, and center is HK, so this one should be H, this one should be K, and this one should be R. Radius is R. What was my formula? My formula was x minus h square y minus k squared equals r squared. All what you gotta do, just plug in here, do nothing else, just plug in here. So it should be x minus negative 3 square y minus k, which is 4 square, equals r square, which is 6 square. So I want you to see that these two negative make positive. X plus 3 square, this part should be y minus square equals 36. And that's it. That's my equation of the circle, and we are done. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. So my h, k, and then should be r, and plug in here. So it should be x minus 0 square y minus 0 square equals 3 square. So x minus 0, it is x anyway, x square, this one should be y square equals 9. And that's my answer. That's all what I do. Just identify h, k, r, plug in there, that's it. That's how you get the equation. Here I want you to do the same thing, just plug in the formula, you will get the equation of it. And this time, like, we are given the equations, and I'm gonna find center and radius. All right, so I'm gonna find my center, which was h and k, right? And then I'm gonna find the radius, which is r, right? So we can see clearly, like, r square is 9 here, so my r should be like, which number squared is 9? So r should be 3 then. As you see nothing here, so like h should be 0 and k should be 0, which means like my center 0 and 0, and my radius is 3. So it can look like this. Like, that's my coordinate plane, center is here, and r is 3 somewhere here, right? 3 and 3. So like, it's gonna look like something like this. I'm not good at art, but yeah, should look like something like this. And here again, r should be like, r squared is 36, so like r should be 6, and h and k, so k should be 4 and h should be negative 3 here, which means center should be negative 3 and 4, and radius should be 6. That's it. And then here, please like match each equation to correct circle. And that's all for today.